Yeah. Hello, YouTube. Hello, hello. So I've been getting a lot of questions lately asking me about like what farm am I doing? Like how am I getting all my FA and things for this league? So I am a Clockwork Compass farmer. I've done quite a lot of testing on stream with Clockwork Compass. Now I do want to just straight up off the back say this. Clockwork Compass is kind of a pay to win strat. Not kind of, it is a pay to win strat. You do need pets for the strat. You can still make money without pets, but the amount of money you're going to be making goes down a lot. For my mapping setup, I use Chalk, which, as far as I'm aware, it is actually just better to use a level 6 Surging Gold than it is to use a level 1 Chalk, because this is just more drop con and it's overall better. Because I think it looks cool to have Chalk equipped though, I use it, even if it's worse. I use Kong 6, which I only very, very recently got this. I got extremely lucky with pulling Kong 6. And I use Dorothy 3 for just the off chance that she gets a proc throughout the map. Then, on top of that, whenever I go to turn in my compasses, I press a hotkey to swap to my compass setup, which has Dorothy 3, the Bog Pet level 5, and obviously the blue level 6. I do plan on getting these level 6 in the future. And for my Alice setup, I do actually have Alice 5 now. I pulled a bit on the banner to get Alice 2, and I just picked Alice 3 times from the chests that I had from previous seasons of like doing SS20 and things. I do have someone who has done testing with the strat, who only has Alice 1 and no Dorothy, and he was still making between 500 and 1000 FA per hour in Profound. Now, this strat has two setups I think are the most worth for doing. I'm gonna start off with the Deep Space strat, which is the one that I am doing. For Deep Space, I've done quite a bit of testing, and unfortunately I don't have a spreadsheet or anything to like show off my testing, because I'm not smart enough to do that. I just sent it on stream and did all the calculations there. But from what I found on stream is that the most efficient way to run the strat in Deep Space is to run these compasses. So you do gold cog, gold sinful, gold compass, and purple compass, but without the compass probe. When I did my testing and things, I had very similar results using compass probe and not using it. But ever since the prices have gone up, I am very, very confident that the compass probe is actually an FP per hour loss, at least with my level of pets. I think with Trophy 6, this might actually be worth it though, but it has not been worth it for me in my build. And I make a roughly 90 to 100 FE profit per map. Over like 100 maps, I was averaging like 95 FE per map. But obviously the prices fluctuate a lot, and these numbers are going to change. But this is actually not the most efficient way to run this strat. If you instead run this strat in Profound, you will make more FE per hour than running it in Deep Space. So if you want to run this in Profound, you still want to use the blue cog, the blue clockwork. You still use purple clockwork. You use purple cog, and you're going to use purple sinful. And on top of all of that, you're going to use the compass probe for Profound. This setup, if you always go for max resonance, is actually going to give you more FE per hour, at least with my pet levels, than doing it in Deep Space. Not only that, but I've also looked at other people who have done map tests using the strat, and under the assumption that you can run Profound maps twice as fast as you do a Deep Space map. So in the time you can run 200 Deep Space maps, you can run 400 Profound maps. You will actually make more profit, because even though you're only making between 50 and 60 FP per map, you are running so many more maps that you end up just making overall more profit in the same amount of time. This is pretty much what I've been farming ever since I had about 2 trillion DPS. Prior to farming that, I've been just a canvas farmer this entire league. I've been forming canvas using these pens. So for doing the canvas board, I have Owl 3, Dragon Lettuce 6, and Samurai 6. And when I do get into the canvas, as soon as I pulled Kong this season, I swapped to this setup where I have Owl, Kong, and the purple pet level 6. When I was still doing canvas, I only had Kong 2. I had not yet gotten to Kong 6. But even with only Kong 2, I do think it's worth to swapping to if you can. And the reason we stay on this setup when making the board is just for this low 25% chance to get 2 extra eggs. Like, if you don't even have that, just don't bother. But obviously, yeah. And I'm not sure how much FP per hour you make doing canvas, but what I will say is that canvas is actually a very easy to get into mechanic. It does not have high requirements for it to be like very profitable. So something important that you do want to do, if you don't have any of the canvas pets, it is worth pulling to get the blue and purple pet. Because this blue pet has this 12% Splendor Egg drop quantity, and the purple pet has 24% Splendor Egg drop quantity. Not having that is actually very big. So just having these two pets already makes Canvas a lot better. And in terms of the legendary, Canvas actually has a legendary that like is extremely strong at level 1, but the amount you gain from leveling it up is not that big compared to other pets like the Jester or Dorothy or anything like that. So if you do want to pick her from your box, this is like a very good mechanic to just invest into. And I mean, it's a very good mechanic at Lake Start because you can get into deep space on canvas with a lot less tankiness and defense than what you actually need for deep space in the current like game state. Even Profound is like way easier in canvas. But yeah, that's how I've been farming all my FP this league. That's literally all I've been doing. And for reference, I have 567k in tax. Now, this number is a bit fake in the sense that I spend 100 FE per map and I make 200 FE per map. So most of this isn't like 567k profit because there's a lot of money is going back into the auction house to buy compasses. But still, you know, my gear is quite disgusting on this character, and I'm even in the process of making a second character that I have a bunch of gear for. Okay. Thank you so much, YouTube. More videos coming on from when I do make the new character. And I hope you all have a lovely day. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that things. And if you want to catch me live, I stream every day on Twitch from 5 p.m. GMT+2. Thank you. Bye, YouTube. Bye.